It's a beautiful day out and not as hot as it's been. I'm gonna try and go to the local conservation trust land over in Kennebunkport. They've got a lot of nice trails in there, and I'm gonna go see if I can do a walk. Haven't been there in at least a year or two. I'm hoping, since that it's still a weekday and it's after 9 o'clock in the morning, that the parking lot won't be full. You know, it's still not full on summer yet, so hoping that everyone's at work and I'll have the place relatively to myself. And I am bringing my camera equipment. I don't know if I'll take any photos, but if I didn't bring it, I'd probably see something amazing and wish I had, and so this way at least I'll have it. I'm not planning on taking any photos. I'm not ready yet emotionally, but you know, I'm not putting any pressure on myself, but at least I'll have it. So we'll just see how this goes. See you there. Alright, I made it. We're at Smith Preserve. Parking lot is partially full, but had a few spots left available on the road, so that's good. So let's get started. So I have to keep an ear out. There were a couple of mountain bikers getting their bikes all set up. As you may be able to tell, this is a very narrow trail. So they're going to be coming along here at some point behind me. So I'm going to have to jump out of the way when they do. So we have here the foundation of an old building. That's one of the things I love most about walking in the woods here in Maine, is just stumbling across these little remnants of history. There's an old rock wall, which I really, really love these. There's another one over there. Here we have some low bush blueberries. The little green berries just starting. This is one of my favorite spots on the trail. Good thing I wasn't planning on doing any stream or waterfall photography today, as there's hardly any water in the brook. Well, I'm just gonna sit here and relax for a bit, soak up the sounds. It's an absolutely beautiful day. A lot of different types of birds out there. So I'm just gonna sit here and enjoy myself for a bit. I wanted to talk to you a little bit. As I mentioned earlier, I wasn't sure if I was emotionally ready to take pictures. Originally, when I was thinking about doing this walk this morning, I was going to leave my camera equipment at home and bring a notebook instead. I thought that it might be relaxing enough and peaceful enough setting that I might be able to do some writing. I haven't written anything for several months. I've had writer's block, photography block, and pretty much anything creative block from the depression, and so I thought this might be a good way to get past that a little bit and do some writing. But as I mentioned earlier, I thought that if I left my camera equipment at home, I'd end up seeing something and wouldn't be able to take a photo. And the thought of having both my camera equipment and a journal, it was putting too much pressure on myself, and I was just sitting on the bed just staring at the wall and just couldn't work up the courage to even put on my shoes. So I made the decision to leave the journal at home and still bring the camera equipment, fully intending on not actually using it. So that's just one of the things that depression has done to me, is it's blocked my creative juices a lot of time and made me afraid to even try to do anything, whether it's writing or my photography, or sometimes I can't even get outside. And so I'm trying to take it in small steps. I'm trying to do what I can to get me back outdoors. I love this environment that I'm in, and I want to be able to enjoy it again. So if that means that I have to make a sacrifice on a certain day to not do something that I intellectually want to do, if by saying no, I'm not going to do that, it allows me to actually get outside and do part of it, then that's the right decision. And depression affects everyone differently, and everyone combats it differently. But maybe knowing that that's okay, that you're not giving up, you're not giving in. It's just small steps. It's still a win. So we have these really little purple flowers. I'm not sure what they are. I've never seen them before. They're in amongst the blueberry bushes. They're very interesting though. I might just have to try and get a photo. Alright, I was successful. I got a few photos of those interesting little purple flowers with my macro lens. I did a couple trying to get it nice and sharp, and then did quite a few of experimenting with some motion blur of the camera, you know, moving it up and down to create some abstract images, and I think I got a couple that I'm really happy with. I don't know why I am able to pick up the camera and experiment with the macro lens with flowers without batting an eye, and the idea of picking up the camera to do any sort of landscape photo terrifies me. I haven't been able to figure out why I'm having that reaction yet, but at least I'm happy that I found some interesting flowers and was able to get some photos. So, double win. Time to move on. Well, I made it back to the car, and I had a great time. It was a very wonderful day, very relaxing walk, and I hope you enjoyed it as well. And I will see you again later. Thanks.